There's one major mistake that OTs make in marketing, and this is hurting how you are attracting your perfect clientele, your perfect patient to your clinic. I'm going to share with you what it is and what you can do about it. My name is Huang. I'm an occupational therapist and certified hand therapist, and over 10 years ago, I started my therapy clinic, and over 5 years ago, I started my online business, Hand Therapy Secrets, helping OTs to develop their clinical skills and their business skills so that you can have more choices in your career. If you're here, it's because you're thinking about starting your business or you are a couple years into your business. If that's you, that was where I was when I started looking for more information about what I can do to become a premium cash-based therapy clinic, because insurance just wasn't cutting it. I couldn't even get into insurance contracts. When patients tell me nowadays, like, oh, how come you don't take my insurance? And all I can think about is like, dude, your insurance doesn't want to work with me, right? And so when we think about like what we need to do, and it's such a pain in the butt to work with insurance companies. There's so much fighting, there's so much work behind it that you can't even provide the kind of therapy services you wanted to provide by going out on your own as it is, right? So I'm going to share with you from a marketing perspective what is the number one thing that I see that is such a problem, and it's keeping your perfect patients from you, right? They are looking for you, but you not being found. This is the problem, right? So the number one problem I see, and I watch other people to learn, right? But it also reminds me what to do, is there is a level of vagueness that you are giving out and you're calling it marketing. Here's the thing. I did this over 10 years ago when I started my therapy clinic. I thought business was saying, hi, I'm an occupational therapist and a certified hand therapist. Thank you. Right? Thinking that everyone was going to come to me because of my credentials. It helps you once they're in the decision making process, or if they're deciding between people and they're like, we want to work with someone who's specialized, right? But for the most part, nobody knows. Nobody knows what OTs are. Nobody knows what CHTs are. All they know is that they have a particular problem, right? And I'm like, that problem, I want to help all day. Look, this is me. I didn't even erase it, but this is me training my therapist on a flexor tendon, because we had someone call. They're like, I'm going to give you a clear example. I want wound care, right? Guy comes in, it's got a flexor tendon. He doesn't want wound care. He does not want wound care. What he wants is someone to fix his hand because it does not move. It is in a post-op dressing, right? So anyway, don't let me digress, because I can talk clinical stuff all day as well. Those are my two topics: clinic and business. I love talking about that all day, every day. But the biggest mistake that I see OTs make in marketing really is being very generic. You have to remember, right? You have to remember that there's things like Google. People are going online and looking. So they're going online and they're getting like what to do with a flexor tendon, right? What to do with my hand pain. My hand hurts, I can't move my hand. So what they're doing is they're going online, they're looking things up. So you have to be really careful about creating such generic information. So one of the things that I often see is like, oh, people are going to talk about tendinitis, for example, because it's very common, like lateral epicondylitis. This is lateral epicondylitis. You don't think that Google is already telling them and they don't already know about that? Sure, you can make an informational one, but if you're going to make an informational one, share your perspective on it. This is what I normally see when I see people with lateral epicondylitis pain. And then you want to be very specific about what it is, about it that makes people come and look for help. Right? What is the thing that makes people worried about that elbow pain, right? What are they thinking about? And then what are some of the things that they've tried, right? So you might have tried braces. You might have tried just getting some kinesio tape and slapping that shit on. You might have tried creams. They're going to try a bunch of stuff. So what I mean about marketing is you want to be even more specific than you think. I say this because it reminds me. It reminds me, and when I'm teaching other people, it reminds me, and it makes me think about, oh my God, was I too vague? Was I too vague in this? Was I too vague? The opposite is like you're trying to teach everything in 10 minutes, which is not happening either. So when it comes to marketing, when it comes to that mistake, right, is because you're not being specific enough, you're not drawing in the right kind of person. You don't want a person who's just looking for information, right? You want someone who's looking for information, looking to make a decision, and looking for guidance from an expert. That is you in your town, right? That is you in your town. In my town, I want to set myself up apart from other people, being that I am an expert in X, Y, and Z problems. I'm an expert helping people recover after surgeries so they can avoid another surgery, right? Because when someone cuts their hand or someone has a surgery, they can easily get stuck. And here's what we're going to do to avoid you getting stuck. If you are working with people with tendinitises, right? I help people to avoid getting injections. You know, the ones that don't work, because I've had an injection before. I actually had it for a tendinitis problem, and it actually only made it worse. It didn't help me at all. So that told me that the injection did not get to the root cause of the problem. And that's why I continued to get more pain, and it didn't go away for a really long time because I was like looking and looking and looking, not knowing what to do, right? So I was looking, but I didn't know what to do. So when you can be more specific to help that person that you deem as your perfect patient for your OT clinic, then you have to think about all the things that they think about and then make some content to share regarding that. And going off of a different tangent, essentially, with the marketing, like the vagueness, is that sometimes we think that we're putting all this marketing out there, but there's only a tiny little bit of people looking at it. So most people, when you put out content, most people, when you do your marketing, most people haven't seen it. And so you have to remember that just because you see it a lot or just because you talk about it a lot doesn't mean that other people see it and talk about it as much as you do. So they don't know what you know. And that's why you have to continually do it over and over and over and talk about the same things over and over and over, because everyone's going to see your information at a different time when they need it the most, right? So if you like videos like this, there's another one that I talked about marketing. You're going to have to go back and you're going to have to look. Or just get on my email list and I'll share that stuff with you in more detail in my email. The links are below. But yeah, that's if there's one thing that I could, really impress upon you and share with you, it's that vagueness. I get people sharing stuff to me all the time, like, oh, can you share this too? Can you share? I'm like, it's so vague. Like, who are you talking to? So I tend not to share things because, like, I don't know who you're trying to share it with, So be more specific. Even when you think you're being too specific, like, you would be amazed. I'm going to give you an example. I did a video on mallet finger, and I mean, like, how many people get these problems? A good number of people, but not everyone's always looking for help, right? I put that video out there and I talked about the tendon, I talked about casting, I talked about, what you could do about it, different things, helping people to make decisions around it. I don't know, I put that sucker out like 5 years ago. That one piece of content still brings me patients to this day. I mean, not like in droves. It's not like everybody and their mother is like coming to me for a mallet finger, but it does bring patients to me, right? It does, people look at it and they're like, what? I put out content about, I think I did one on cubital tunnel. And I've had comments like, oh, you're not giving enough information. Well, go watch another video. But thank you for the information. What was it that you're looking for so I can maybe make another video? So it just gives me ideas, but it gives me what people are looking for. People are looking for solutions, but sometimes they have to go to therapy to get it, right? So there's so many, like when it comes to hand and arm injuries, I mean, like, again, I can speak about this all day. You have to think about how you can get more specific. So thank you for watching this video if you watched it, because it's helping me to remind me, like, hey, Huang, get more specific with even the videos that I'm currently doing, to help more people. And then because I'm sharing and because I'm giving away good information that's helping them, maybe they'll come into my clinic, maybe they'll give me a call, right? If this has helped you, maybe you'll sign up to my email list. Maybe you will like this video. Maybe you'll leave me a comment below and tell me, hey Huang, I think this video is really great. Can you make another blah, 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 right? And if you're like, I just want to like binge and learn what I need to do now, then the links are below to work with me personally. So either way, I hope this video helps you to do what is necessary to get more patients knocking on your door, right? That's what I'm working on. So I hope that helps you too. Thanks. Until next time.